Hey guys, Magnus here. What? Shock horror? What video is this? Well, you've guessed it. It is Battle of the Best Events. Battle of the Best Events is back. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing these videos. I might just do them every time I feel like there's a gap and I can do them. But today, we're going to be going through some of the events that we still haven't put on the bracket. So these are some of the major events that are still to be assessed. So I decided to do like a mini tournament for all the events that I missed. So obviously we have the Van Houtens, Rise of Robots, Love and War, Clash and Creeds, Christmas Royale, Into the Simpsons Verse, Springfield Enlightened, Treehouse of Horror, XXXI. So we're going to verse all these events, and then right at the end, when we get our winner of this mini tournament, we're going to verse that winner against Destination Springfield to determine if Destination Springfield is still the best event, as you know, from the Battle of the Best Events. So it has to be, has to win. So yeah, let's go through. So to start off, we've got the Van Houtens versus Rise of Robots. So there are 5 points to be won. The first point is for structure and theme. The second point is going to be for characters and costumes. And we're going to still have the point system in place just so we can make sure it's definitely being fair. So essentially what will happen is we will get so many points per character. So it's going to be out of 5 for all the characters, and I'm going to just give them a point out of 5 and then add that to the total score of their, character point thing to determine who gets the character point in. And then the third point will be third point will be buildings. So we're gonna verse the buildings together and determine which one has the better building. And then the fourth point will be decorations. The fifth and final point will be the tiebreaker, where I'll break the tie. So let's start today with the oldest of the events, which of course is the Van Houtens, and let's talk about the structure and theme. So the joy about this event is I don't have to go and research what the structure is exactly like, because I don't often remember it. But both these events have the same structure, and that is a multi-event. They are both multi-events. So I can keep this pretty sweet, pretty short, both multi-events. I don't think I can really judge either of them too heavily on their structure, because they really have the same structure. But where I can sort of break the tie is in terms of like tokens, the way it's structured, what prizes are given to us. So in terms of the Van Houtens, we obviously had a multi-event. There was a token per act that took the place of a prize, which I don't often like. So yeah, that's what we got. Some of the prizes I think were a little crappy in my opinion, but some of them were really cool. There was a lack of buildings from the structure, from the prize track, but yeah, there was also some really awesome stuff in the prize track too. Of course, in terms of the theme, the Van Houtens is a character themed update where we focus all on Milhouse and his family. So I actually really love this theme. I think doing character themes is actually a really good idea, and I hope they do it more often. So yeah, big thumbs up for the theme, and a little thumbs up for the structure, I guess. It's not perfect though. Then we have Rise of the Robots. So in terms of Rise of the Robots, now what I love about this event, and where it basically beats it on structure, is that we have no tokens filling up prizes. It's entirely prizes. But where it does kind of fail on the structure, in my opinion, is the final act is a little feels like, a balloon deflating. Like it didn't kind of finish with a bang. It just finished with a deflate. Because the prize track is basically like we get Cyborg, you get Emma, then you get Cyborg Barg, then you get the ATM bot and the Squishy bot and the Hot Dog bot. And just having those 3 robots, they should have been just a combo prize. The robot should have just been a combo. You get all 3 of them in one prize. That's what that really should have been, in my opinion. And then you could fill that out with 2 more prizes, another decoration or a building, and then another character, because why not? The Cyborg Bot is a costume after all, so Yeah, I don't know. I would have preferred it if they did that, personally. But it doesn't have tokens, which is a plus. And the theme is, of course, robots. Robots are cool. I like robots. So which one do I give the structure and theme point to? Honestly, if I was to give theme, I'd go with Van Houten's. If I was to give structure, I think I would give it to Rise of Robots. So I'm going to make my executive decision. And I'm going to give it to Rise of Robots, more for the quality of the prizes, because although the fourth act is kind of crappy, there's some really awesome prizes in Act 1, 2, and 3, and I know that that's like well, you're judging it for the content it gives, not the structure it has. Well, sure, but I think the content it gives is also part of the structure, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Rise of Robots. Moving on, we have our character point. So let's go through the Van Houtens. So, we of course first have Annika. Now, Annika, I'm going to give a total of, I'm going to say 3 points. I think that's fair. Grandma Van Houten, I'm also going to give 3 points. I think she's really cool. Kirk Medeus, I think I'll just give 2. I did actually like his quest, to be fair. Milhouse, I'm just going to give Milhouse the 1. I'm not like massive on these like doppelganger foreign versions of characters, but I think he was cool at the very least. So I'll give him 2 actually. I think giving him 1 was a bit harsh. Milford Van Houten, I'm just gonna give him 2. Grandpa Van Houten, I'm gonna give him a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. I love Grandpa Van Houten. Secretary Van Houten, I'm just going to give the 1.2. He's a future character, but I mean, at least he's got some cool animations. And Musky Milhouse does not get a point. And then we have costumes. Cool Milhouse. I think Cool Milhouse, I like Cool Milhouse. I'm going to give him 2, but Italian Milhouse, I'm not going to give a point to. I don't know. Something about Italian, I didn't really like the Italian Milhouse thing. Costume. So that ends the Van Houten's with 20 total points. Very good, very awesome. So let's move on to the Rise of the Robots. So starting off, we have Chief Nokohoma. I'm gonna give it a point because I still stand by my original criticism that Chief Nokohoma should be a costume. I don't care, it should be a costume because in the show, obviously, he was inside the thing. Now, I know that the game, in the questline, writes that Chief Nokohoma was brought back, they brought it back as a robot. I understand that, but I still think it should be a costume. Like, I much would prefer it. I'm not as bothered by it as I first was, but I still think it should be. But I'm willing to give it a point at least, but I'm not going to give it any more than that. Frink Jr., I'm going to give him 2. Although it's kind of cool to see a mini Frink, I don't think there's much to the character, and the animations aren't that amazing. Bestimus Muncho, yeah, he's cool enough. I'm going to give him 3. The Robot Rumble announcers, I'll give those guys 2. The Lovebot, I'm tempted not to give. No, I'm not giving a point to the Lovebot. Cyborg Willy looks cool, I guess. I'll give it 2. Brenda gets 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. And Carnage Destructicus, I'm just going to give it the 1 because, oh man, the questline and the animations were so garbage for that character. That's the only reason why I'm going to give it a little less. Cyborg Bart, though, is a damn cool costume. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. I don't care. And then Bear Robot, cute as could be. Amazing little character. Definitely gets 2 points. The full for an NPC. And Ralph O'Carp, I think I was I'll just give 3 points for both of them. I think that's fair. So one of them gets an extra point. Yeah. So that puts the total for Rise of Robots at 21, meaning the Rise of Robots has actually won the character point. I did not expect that. Okay, wow. Maybe Rise of Robots is just better than the Van Houten's. I did pitch. These are like the 2 best events of both years, at least so far. So this was I thought this would be a tight one actually, but maybe it won't be. Of course, Van Houten's can still win. There is still buildings, decorations, and the final point. But it needs to win this next round if it wants to be with a chance. So will the Van Houtens be within a chance? Let's have a look. So, what buildings did the Van Houtens give us? Now, first of all, we have the Nana Sophie Mussolini's vineyard. I actually low-key love this building. I think it looks really nice. So I'm going to give a full 2 points to it. Springfield's Little Italy. I like this one too. I'm going to give it a full 2 points. The Van Houten Villa, though, I'm just going to give 1 point because there's something about it. It's scaled a little weird, and I'm a bit sick of getting villas. I'm not going to lie. It's nothing too special, so yeah, I'm just going to give it the 1. And then we have, Rise of Robots. So we've got the Prodigy Barn. I actually like this one. I think it looks really slick, so that one gets 2. The Robot Rumble Studios, I'm going to give that one 2 points too. You know how I love that one. I think that's probably the best building of the year so far. It just looks really nice. The Springfield Robotics Laboratory, just going to give that the 1. It's a bit generic. Emma, I'm not gonna give a point to. That just should be a decoration. The Robot Rumble Arena, it's got cool animations. I think it's scaled weird. People tell me I'm wrong, but I think it's scaled weird, and also it should not be a building. The Mr. Sparkle Factory, I think this one looks so bland and so weird. I'm not a big fan of it. It's cool to get it at least, but like, there's something about it. It's really weird. But then the Thai Food Factory, I actually love that one, so it gets 2 points. Meaning that Rise of Robots has got 7, whereas the Van Houten's only got 5. So I was trying my best to be as nice to the Van Houtens as possible, to give them a chance, but I can't. There is no way. Rise of Robots beats them in terms of buildings. I did not expect Rise of Robots to win in terms of characters. That was weird. That's wild. But that, of course, means that the Van Houten's has been knocked out, which is a real shame. It was just unfortunate that these two events got pitched together because they're both like really good events. But don't take this to mean that the Van Houten's is like the worst event or anything. I think the Van Houten's is probably in my opinion, just on my like blanket opinion right now, it's probably the second best event in this selection we've got now. So you probably know which one's going to win this tournament. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty confident that Rise of Robots will win, but you never know. Some things may happen. In terms of decorations, I'm just having a quick scoot now to see. I think the decorations point I think would have been hard. Just having a look, because there's some really nice ones in both events. I think, actually, yeah, I'm pretty confident. I would have given it to Van Houten's. I think decorations, Van Houten's has some really nice looking ones. I'm not a massive fan of some of the robots and some of the other stuff that we got in the robot event, so yeah, I think I probably would have given that to the Van Houten's, pretty confident. And in terms of my overall feel, like low-key, I would have also given it to the Van Houten's. I think in terms of my overall feel, like, the main reason why I like the Van Houten's a lot is it did a character-focused update, and I think that one should be, I don't know, like, I think in terms of which one I would prefer, like, would I prefer a character-themed update compared to, like, a cool robot update? I personally would prefer a character-themed update, and I think the Rise of Robots is a stellar event, and if I had to, like, put my critical glasses on and say which one I think is the best event, I probably would go with Rise of Robots, but, like, in terms of the one that I think I hold nearest to my heart, it's probably the Van Houten's, because I'm not a massive fan of the Van Houten's as a family, but I like the overall like idea of the Van Houten's update, and this is just a cheap way to give me an extra point to the Van Houten's, but that's my explanation. The Rise of Robots has won it anyway, so you can't even complain. But there we go. We submit the scores. And Rise of Robots goes through to verse Treehouse of Horror XXXI. That should be an interesting one. So tune in next week where we will be doing, next episode, and it might not be next week. We'll be like versing Love and War against Clash of Creeds Christmas Royale. Oof, that's the battle of the holiday seasons. And then we'll have the Springfield Enlightened versus Into the Simpsons verse, and then we'll have the Treehouse of Horror XXXI versus Rise of Robots, and then whatever wins these two will be versing each other. Then we'll have the finals, We'll do a bronze match anyway. I think that would be cool. We'll just do the bronze match. I know it's like it's not determining. It's determining the bronze of this particular tournament, but really the bronze and the second place really should go to my boy, Rise Van Hout. Well, right, no, yeah, Van Houtens. Oh well. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next one. Goodbye.